Well, hello fellow crafters, Janine here, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made this very beautifully coordinated set of cards. I made them for a teenager in my life who is in the Youth Challenge program, and if you haven't heard about that, I'm going to put a link about it in the description below, because it is an opportunity for at-risk youth to get their lives turned around, to get back on track academically, and to get back on track within their lives altogether. And I just think it's a wonderful program, and it's amazing to me the change that it's making in this young woman's life, and I'm so proud of her. So I made a bunch of cards to send to her. I want to send her about one a week, and so I figured while I was sitting down making her a card, I'd just soon make several cards, so that way I'll have them ready to go. Every week I can write her a note, let her know that I'm thinking about her, give her some encouragement to keep going, because she's about halfway done and I'm super proud of her. So if you'd like to see how I made this beautiful, encouraging set of cards, just stay tuned. Okay, the products that I'm going to be using to make these cards is some cardstock from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to go ahead and put the haul right here in an iCard so you can see the things that I got in that. But this was a pack of colored paper from Stampin' Up, and this was some pattern paper also from Stampin' Up, and I like them because they coordinated really well together, and it's double-sided paper, which of course we need to make curtain folds. And some inks that I picked out that coordinate well. These are Stampin' Spots, again by Stampin' Up, Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, but I'm also going to use Dandelion from Memento and Tuxedo Black from Memento. I'm going to be using some seam binding that or ribbon from Stampin' Up. To me it's ribbon, but to me it looks like seam binding, and I can go ahead and link that haul right here in an iCard so you can see the all the other products that I got. But I felt like they matched these colors really well, so I'm going to utilize those. And then the stamp sets I'm going to use, this was stamp set that I got in a paper pumpkin kit, also by Stampin' Up. And by the way, if you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator already, I'm going to put the link to my demonstrator in the description below. Jason Laux, he's really great. He's very knowledgeable about the products, and his customer service is top notch. But this was from a paper pumpkin kit, and I like the kind of watercolory swoosh right here, and then some of the painterly looking floral elements, so I'm going to be using those, and the sentiments that I want to use, because the person that I'm making these for needs she's in a it's called the YCP program, the Youth Challenge program, and she needs encouragement. So I felt like these stamps from May, which is her Chin Up stamp set, really were great for that, because they're very encouraging. They say things like, "We've got this, you're never alone, I believe in you, you inspire me, you've got this, hang in there, times are tough, you're tougher." Anyway, I just felt like these sentiments were perfect for this particular person and for what I'm sending her the cards for. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use these floral elements, but I went ahead and pulled this because I liked these. So I might just go ahead and stamp them out and kind of cut them out, and then see if they'll work as extra little pieces within the design. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, and I am going to be showing you, I know you guys have been waiting for me to kind of show you a how-to in using the Ultimate Tool by Crafter's Companion. So I am going to go ahead and show you some card making using this today. Now is go ahead and cut both sheets of paper at 6 inches. And it really doesn't matter which way you do. Well, I guess it does matter, because it's going to depend on the directionality of your curtain fold. And for this one, I do want the curtain fold to run that way. So I'm going to need to cut six inches. And then I need to cut these down. I want these to be the size of an A2 card, but just a little bit shy. So I'm going to do it 5 1/4. By 4 inches. I'm going to need 2 of those. So you see we have 1 of each side. And I'm going to do the same with this paper. Okay, now we're going to take each one of these 6 by 12 inch strips and we're going to cut them down to 10 1/4. And then we're also going to cut them down to 3 inches by 10 1/4 inches. Each one of these strips, and I'm going to put one corner at the 1 inch mark, and then I'm just going to kind of eyeball a 1 inch spot on the right hand side right here. I'm going to eyeball just about a 1 inch. Or you could actually take the top corner and line it up with the 1 inch mark, and then take the bottom corner and line it up with the 2 inch line if you have a cutter like mine, because there's a line that goes all the way down for each inch mark, and then that'll give you a pretty precise cut. But again, nobody's going to know the difference of the 2 strips. You know, if there isn't exactly a 1 inch on each side, nobody's going to know the difference, I promise. So anyway, I've got that lined up at 1 inch and 2 inches and cut it. And that was scary, wasn't it? But it's okay. It is going to be okay. Okay, our score marks are going to be at 2 inches, 3 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, and 9 inches. And yes, this scoreboard only goes up to 8 inches, so I do have to move it for that last score line. Okay, and then the way you fold it is you go to the first score line and you fold it back in on itself, and then the second score line you fold it away, and then the third score line you fold back in on itself, and then away, back in on itself, and away. And that should be perfect for an A2 size card. Now you could make these, you know, where they would be wider on this end and then have it cover more territory on your card. And almost always the 10 1/4 mark is almost always just a little bit too long. I always have to trim off just the tiniest little bit. But it just really depends on how you want to place it. If you want to place it, you can place it more in the middle. You can place it along the top, along the very bottom. It's really up to you and your design aesthetic and what you like. And then of course, the way we're going to get 4 different cards is because we have different, the paper has 2 sides. So we're going to be able to flip it around and get a different result each time. So let's say we were using the coordinating side of this, then we would score it again the same way. The score marks don't change, but we would score it on the other side, which would just kind of help us keep in mind of which way we're folding our paper. But let me just go ahead and show you. So 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. And so now we're going to be folding it but you can see our curtain goes this way now. So we're going to have a little bit different orientation and placement on our card. And again, I have just a little bit too much, so I'm just going to trim off that little bit of excess. And our fold is going to be going the other direction. So, same paper, 2 different looks. Okay, and I'm going to take that board off, and to score your card bases, did you guys see where I put my scoring tool? Oh, there it is. We're going to go to the half fold, half US letter size score line. Oh, I did that badly. And give that a nice good score, and then turn it over and give it a crease. And now it's ready to go. So I'm going to do that for the rest of them. And I've already got the rest of the pattern paper cut down to size, as you saw me do earlier. And I'm going to finish scoring all my little curtain fold pieces, and we're going to come back and start assembling cards and do some stamping. Yay! Okay, so I have everything laid out, and you can see every card is completely different. So I have the two purple base cards here, the yellow base card here, and a blue base card here. But you can see this is a bit of a mess, so we have to deal with that. So I'm going to use my snail adhesive by Stampin' Up, and I'm going to run adhesive in these folds on like the little 1-inch pieces. And then flip it over and do the other side of the 1-inch piece, like so. And if you're a little bit like me and you get adhesive where it doesn't belong, and then you can just use an adhesive pickup like this one and just basically erase the adhesive that is where it does not belong. And now we've got something that stays together that we can work with. So I'm going to do that to the rest of them. And I'm also, no, I'm not going to adhere the card bases because I do still have the ribbon to pair up with everything. And I don't want to, I can go ahead and adhere these to the decorative bases, but I don't want to adhere everything to the card base just yet. Okay, so I've got all the basics of the cards assembled. You can see I put the curtain fold piece at the top here, at the bottom, and it might look like it's upside down, but it's not. I intended it to just orient it a little bit different. This one's kind of on the bottom third, and this one's about in the middle. So now I'm just kind of playing around with my flowers. I did take the rubber stamp from the Stampin' Up set here, and I stamped it with some Ranger archival ink because I know that that won't run in water. And I've got a little clear acrylic block here, and then some of the Blackberry Bliss ink, and I've got handy wipes or baby wipes handy because I am a mess. And then I've got just a water brush, and so I'm just going to squirt a little water in there and activate that ink, and I'm just going to paint these petals in. And I'm not getting real fussy with it because I do want it to have a looser painterly look. So just as long as there's some color in there, I'm happy. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other two in the dandelion. I promise I can talk. Okay, and what I do so that I don't have to be super precise in cutting these things out, because I honest to goodness am not a huge fan of fussy cutting. I avoid it whenever I possibly can. So I put quite a bit of the Bermuda blue and I'm going to use my squirt bottle to put a little more water on there. Anyway, so I'm going to get this good and watery. But I just go ahead and do put a little bit of color in the background. And that's still a little bit more than a little more color than I want it to be. Anyway, if I give it a little bit of a background, then I don't have to be quite so fussy when I'm cutting it out, because then it'll look like I meant to have a background behind the stamped image. I think I'm gonna do that again, but a little bit more widespread. So I think I'm gonna get a different brush. Okay, and I'm just gonna get this completely wet. And I'm being a bit messy about it, but I don't care. Because again, I'm just going to come in here and pick up this ink and then just get it all over the background. And that's it. And I'm going to let that dry, or I might even hit it with my heat gun. Okay, with this background dry, now I'm just stamping on some of these flowers, these kind of painterly looking flowers from the Paper Pumpkin kit, All About Everything. And I'm just going to fill in the entire background. And I'm kind of turning the stamp here and there. And you see a couple of times it didn't stamp perfectly, but that is okay. Okay, that'll work. And now I'm going to take the stamp. To me it looks like the center of the flowers. And I'm going to ink those with the dandelion. Alright. This feels dry, so I'm going to give this a get my fun foam under there, because things always stamp better. Nice. Now let me go ahead and try it on a I don't hate it in this little swoosh, but I don't love it either. But I like it better than the plain, so let me try it. Let me try it in a different color. Let me try the lighter color. Let me try the yellow or dandelion. It still had some blue on there, but that's okay. I don't hate it. And go the other direction. So I think you can see where I'm going with this, and I wasn't sure because there's already a lot of pattern going on. So I was kind of starting to doubt myself, you know, whether or not the little floral backgrounds I made would be too much, but I think they help tie in the painterly aspects. So let me go ahead and stick all this down on this one and see how we like it. And I'm going to use dimensionals. I'm sorry, I get so messy. Okay. Did anybody see my flower? Oh, there it is. Isn't that lovely? So I'm just going to continue with this process. Well, there we have 3 or 4 rather, I don't know what I'm thinking, beautifully coordinated cards. Now you could have a variety of sentiments here. Happy birthday, happy anniversary, condolences, happy, just, I guess the point I'm trying to make is if you were wanting to make a gift set of these cards, so you could have them all be perfectly coordinated and have different sentiments, and then you could give them as a birthday gift or as a wedding present or a Christmas present. It's so easy with these Stampin' Up papers and inks and everything, because they all coordinate so beautifully that it makes it really easy to make a gorgeously coordinated set of cards, and everything looks so good together. I just love the way, oh, I'm sorry you can't see any of that. I just love the way that these turned out. They're just so pretty, and it was so easy to make them pretty. I mean, I have a tendency to kind of overcomplicate things, but that's my issue. Anyway, so I'm very happy. If you like this card making video, please give me a thumbs up. My picture is going to be right about here. If you click on that, it'll take you where you can, to my homepage where you can subscribe, and right about here is going to be a fan funding icon, or iCard rather, and if you click on that, again, it'll take you to my homepage where you can make a donation to Janine's Craft Room if you would like me to see me bring more of these types of projects to you. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much, and you have a very blessed day. Bye now.